Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Dragonball Super. This one is The Power of Love Explodes, Universe 2's Little Witch Warriors. So in this episode we actually see the Omni King switching across his god pad, and we actually see some of the universes that were blacked out before. So in Universe 6 we now have Namekians. Now this is absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to see what they're going to bring to the Tournament of Power. Hopefully they're going to go with after Piccolo, so we can see Namekian fighting Namekian, but this was bound to happen. The two blacked out were not definitely, but probably Namekian, because Universe 6 is obviously parallel to Universe 7, and we have the Frieza race, we have the Saiyans. The only other big player within these universes were the Namekians. So I can't wait to see what they bring to this tournament. I think it's going to be absolutely brilliant. The main thing in this episode was the Universe 2 girls that were transforming, and the way they do it is very gracious and it's like a ritual. But before they can finish, number 17 blasts them because they were wide open, which is the obvious thing to do because it's the Tournament of Power. But then everyone goes ape towards him and is like, oh, you shouldn't have done that because it's a ritual, like they were powering up. How do you know how powerful they are if you don't give them a chance? So on and so forth. Even to the point where Toppo even butts in and he's like, oh, you're so disrespectful, like justice and posing is absolutely brilliant. And 17 just goes, okay, whatever, you can just do what you want. But not sorry that I blasted them at all. Obviously the girls have come over and started having a go at 17 as well. It's great that the Super's done this, where they've actually taken away from the seriousness of the Tournament of Power, and they've just decided, let's just have a bit of fun moment where we realise that all the characters are actually still just beings within a universe, and what they are like just as normal, to be honest, because we've seen everyone being so serious because the universe is going to get erased and it could be theirs. There's only one universe, the probability is very low, so it's really nice that the writers have actually done this. We then see the three girls finally transform after a long transformation. So we see Brienne then jump into the sky and attack the entire tournament stage with love hearts. So the way that this goes is that the love hearts hit and they're supposed to release an aroma, and some of the warriors in the tournament are not affected, like Frieza because he's had the torture in hell, and then you've got some that are affected from different universes. But most importantly, the main person that we didn't want to fall under was Master Roshi, and he prevailed. He has been training with Puar to be able to withstand women, and this is finally paid off, and he's not under their spell. And then we see Brienne vs Vegeta, and Sanka vs 17, and Su vs Goku. Now they're all having a bit of trouble, but they're not going full out at this point. And then the rest of the episode concentrates on 17 and Sanka. Now Sanka is described as a wild beast who never stops until her prey has been defeated or devoured. So they're going at it, and it looks like 17's losing, but he is faking, saying that, okay, I'm losing stamina, but really he's not. We know that he's got unlimited stamina. So he goes down and she goes for the finish, and he pops up and his barrier turns up, and he's actually caught Sanka in his barrier and then starts to spin the barrier, flinging Sanka up into the air, and then he boots her, saying later. Now everyone thinks she's out of bounds, but all of a sudden her teammate Vikal comes and pushes her back in. Now she hits 17 head on and he's out, and everyone thinks, oh no, 17's down, there's loads of dust everywhere. And then the best part of this episode, I've watched it many times, so he's down and he's like fighting that beast. I thought about the animals back on the island and got sloppy, and this animation right here where he looks up, Now this is awesome. So he's going after Vakal because she's a flyer and they're a nuisance. So he's about to sprint, and now this animation, everything is just brilliant. She's in shock, she don't know what's happening. And she's getting torn apart and straight out of bounds onto their Kaio-sama. Now, she's out of bounds. The one thing to point out is that they don't have to fall off the stage to be out of bounds now. We know that he's booted her, she is hit where all the gods of destruction are, and she is classed as out of bounds. So this carries on the fight, like 17 need her in the throat. So they carry on fighting, but then Ribrianne turns up, and this is very similar to the Saiyans where she's like, oh, I'll help you, but Sanka is trying to get revenge for Vakal, and it's funny about this love, but it's quite annoying. I think it was definitely meant to set up a really funny joke, and it done it, it was great. So this is her going wild beast, but then we see 18, and this is just great. She's walking away, she knows he's got it, he's got no problem whatsoever, not sweating. I don't know if androids can sweat, but obviously we've seen them. See, now this, what he's just done is he's fired him away, and she thinks she's going to win this now because he's up in the air, but he lands on the light. Now this is another really good thing because he's landed on something that isn't the stage. So everyone's going, oh yeah, and Shumper in the background saying, oh, is it allowed? And yes, it is. So we're allowed to actually use the light as footing. Now, I think this was a bit overkill, but what a brilliant moment. So, oh wow. So that was the fight. She was knocked out of bounds, and 17 showcased his abilities. Now, I've got a prediction that because everyone was watching that fight, we didn't see the people on the stage actually watching, but we do know that Universe 2 Warriors were watching, we do know that Universe 7 Warriors were watching, and all of the Gods of Destruction were watching. So now, people like Jiren and Toppo and Hit possibly could have seen that. It's pretty hard to miss, to be honest. And I've got a prediction that 17 will be one of our first powerful warriors to be eliminated. I hope not, because I am loving 17 at the moment. He is shot from absolutely nothing in my books to something that's really high up. I mentioned this in my last video, but he's doing such a good job. He's so calm. He reminds me of sort of Vegeta when he was back in the day of Z, where there were friends but not friends, and he's just gone all the way to the top in my books, and I hope we see a lot more of 17. 17 then comes down, so this is the important bit, that Ribrianne now is annoyed. She is, I think they refer to it as Maiden's Rage. And in this image, I can't help but see Majin Buu when he was fat and his steam was coming out of his head. So I think again they're using stuff that's very similar from Dragon Ball Z, which is great because that's what the series is. But now we're going to see 17 versus Ribrianne. Now this is going to be brilliant. This is the last bit of the episode, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen. That concludes episode 102 of Dragon Ball Super. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe and notify the bell icon. And I'll see you soon for the next episode of Dragon Ball Super.